Freedom of speech is a fundamental pillar of democratic societies, cherished for centuries as a cornerstone of individual liberty. It grants individuals the right to express their opinions, ideas, and beliefs without fear of censorship or retaliation. Advocates argue that through the free exchange of ideas, societies can progress, challenge existing norms, and foster innovation. This freedom is enshrined in international human rights declarations, constitutions, and laws around the world. However, the concept of freedom of speech is not without controversy and inherent challenges. Some argue that absolute freedom of speech can lead to the dissemination of hate speech, false information, and incitement to violence. It is in these cases that the limitations of this freedom become a subject of heated debate. Those who advocate for curtailing freedom of speech argue that certain forms of expression, such as hate speech, can perpetuate discrimination, intolerance, and violence. They believe that imposing limitations on speech can protect marginalized communities and foster an inclusive society. Additionally, they argue that regulating speech can prevent the spread of false information, which has become increasingly prevalent in the era of social media, digital communication. However, opponents of restrictions on freedom of speech contend that such limitations infringe upon individuals' rights, particularly their ability to express unpopular or controversial ideas. They argue that by silencing certain viewpoints, societies risk creating an echo chamber where only widely accepted opinions prevail, stifling intellectual diversity and hindering progress. They stress the importance of protecting even offensive or uncomfortable speech, as it often serves as a catalyst for dialogue, reevaluation, and social change. Critics also raise concerns about the potential abuse of power that can occur when government or authoritative bodies are granted the authority to determine what is permissible. They argue that this can lead to the suppression of dissenting voices, political manipulation, and violations of individuals' rights to free expression. The history of oppressive regimes utilizing censorship and control of speech to maintain power serves as a cautionary tale for those who advocate for great restrictions on freedom of speech. However, finding the right balance between protecting freedom of speech and regulating potentially harmful speech is an ongoing challenge. Many democratic societies have established legal frameworks that criminalize hate speech, libel, and incitement to violence, while others take a broader view and greater emphasis on protecting free expression, even when it includes offensive or unpopular ideas. In conclusion, the debate surrounding freedom of speech is complex and multifaceted, encompassing foundational principles of individual liberty, societal harmony, and the limits of tolerance. While some argue for greater limitations on speech to prevent harm and protect marginalized communities, others emphasize the importance of tolerating uncomfortable, controversial ideas in the pursuit of progress and intellectual diversity. As societies navigate this contentious issue, they grapple with questions of where to draw the line between protecting free expression and safeguarding against hate, the speech and disinformation.